experience another culture and live in another culture and just be like totally immersed in something that's completely different. You would say Tobela, and then you say like hi, which is like hey, how are you? And then you
There you go. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Unique People. If you ever find yourself thinking about working abroad or taking your career to the next level by going to a different country, this interview is for you. Today we're meeting with Kelly, who spent 2 years working in South Africa as a teacher. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and comment below for professions that you would like for me to meet next. Thank you. Oh, hi, we're here with Kelly. Kelly, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Who are you? What do you like to do? What are your hobbies?
Sure. My name is Kelly Ford. I'm 30 years old. I'm originally from Tucson, Arizona, but I live in Tempe, Arizona now. I am a special education teacher, and my hobbies include being outdoors, taking care of my dog, and teaching my wonderful students.
That's nice. And today we're gonna focus on a specific part of your career as a teacher, correct?
Yes, I've been a teacher for 8 years, but 2 of those years I served in the Peace Corps as a teacher teaching English as a second language in South Africa.
Yeah, what is the Peace Corps? Can you explain what is it?
Yeah, so the Peace Corps is a really large organization that basically takes volunteers and sends them to different countries around the world who partner with them, and they basically need help. So there's different sectors. So they have agriculture, education, community and youth development, business. And so all these different sectors people apply for, and then they get sent to these different countries that Peace Corps is working with. And so it's supposed to be like an exchange of, U.S. and foreign relations, basically. And then you're helping out in a community, and you're getting to know a different culture and different people and learning kind of a new trade. But also if you are, skilled in that trade, then you get to be more active and help people in the community.
Okay, that's nice. And you were telling me that we need to move because you need to walk your dog.
Yeah, we gotta go walk the puppy.
Okay, so we're at Kelly's and she's getting ready to walk Luna, but we're gonna do a couple of questions here. Luna is around, so if you hear a dog barking or something, that's Luna. There you go. So Kelly, you were telling me about the Peace Corps. Why did you decide to get into the Peace Corps?
Yeah, so I decided to join because there was a recruiter that came to my university when I was in college, and they were talking about it, and I thought it sounded really interesting, and I was like, wow, that would be amazing to, teach in a different country, because I had gone to school to be a teacher, and I've always kind of wanted to do that, so I was like, that would be a great opportunity to get my foot into the door, try something new, get to learn about a new culture, and then also be able to teach abroad.
Can you tell us, how did you get into the Peace Corps?
So I think it has changed since I applied, but basically, you went on the website, obviously, and you looked at jobs. So jobs that you, not necessarily that you have to be qualified for, but that you have experience in. And so you look at those jobs, and then based on those jobs, it's attached to a country. So then on the website, you put your top 3 countries. So I had actually done the Philippines, Belize, and South Africa. So those were my top 3. And then I, submitted my application, did all this stuff online, and then it was a couple weeks, and I heard from them, and they were like, okay, you've been chosen to interview for a job in South Africa. So it was my 3rd choice, but still great. And then there's an interview process, and then if you get the interview, then you have to do all this medical stuff and then all of this background check. So it took about almost a year for me from start to finish to do all of the requirements for Peace Corps, and then to actually go.
So Kelly, do you need a degree to get into the Peace Corps?
You, I believe, have to have some type of bachelor's, yes.
Okay, and do you get paid while you're in
You
Peace
get
Corps?
a stipend. So basically you live how the locals live. So they put you in like a rural village, and however, I don't know how they estimate it, but however much the people living in that village that you're gonna live in make is about what you make. So it's livable, but it's not a lot.
Do you get any other type of benefits from being in the Peace Corps?
So you get, it looks good on your resume. They partner with universities, so if you want to go back to school, they can give you scholarships, and then you also get government preference. So like you only get it for a year or two. So after you finish Peace Corps, they give you like this fancy letter, and then you can apply to government positions, and then you have preference over other people for a couple years.
Kelly, can you describe a regular day at the Peace Corps and any fun stories that you have?
Yeah, so I started Peace Corps in 2017, and I did it from 2017 until 2019. So I flew, we started our little like meet and greet with all the other volunteers in Philadelphia, and then we took a bus up to New York, and then from New York we flew to South Africa, and then we had about 2 months of pre-service training. So we were in like a little compound at first just with the volunteers, and then a couple weeks went by, and then they put us with host families. So we actually lived in a host family's house, and we would go to a training center, and we would do all these different types of trainings for Peace Corps. So like to get us ready to live in a village. And then we'd also do language lessons. So South Africa has 12 national languages, and we, depending on like where you were placed, is what type of language you would learn. So I learned Sepedi. I probably couldn't speak it right now. I think I remember like a couple of things, but yeah. And then, so after that 2 months of like training, and you have to pass a language test to like go to your village. So then once that's all done, then they send you to your village. They give you like a stipend for, I guess, home essentials. So you can buy like a little stove-in, which is like a toaster oven, but it also has burners on the top. So that's like your whole cooking method. And then any type of like bedding, towels, stuff like that, cookware that you need, they give you like a stipend for that. And so you get all that stuff, and then you meet your principal, and then your principal takes you to your host family's house, and then you meet your host family for the first time, which is very exciting and also nerve-wracking because you're like, hi, I'm like gonna live with you for 2.5 years. I hope you like me. But it went well. And then, excuse me, and then after that, then you get to know your school and your community. And so every day, I just wake up, I think around like 7 or 7:30, and then I'd get ready, and then I'd walk 2 miles to the school because my house where I lived was like kind of further out in the village. So I had like a 2-mile walk to school about. And so then I would get to school, just like greet the other teachers, get ready for the day, teach my lessons. All the teachers ate lunch together every day, which was pretty cool. And then, teach a little bit more in the afternoon, and then the school day would be done. So like a normal school day, in the States. And then walk all the way back to my house. And then really, I had a lot of downtime then, so I would like try to either work out, or I would, read a lot of books, hang out with my host family, just kind of all different stuff. And then I had my big bucket that I would bathe in at night, and then sleep, and then do it all over again.
A lot of highs and a lot of lows. So I think probably the best part was definitely making friendships with other volunteers that I'm going to have forever. And then the other one would definitely be getting to experience another culture and live in another culture and just be like totally immersed in something that's completely different than what I grew up in and what I was used to. It was just incredible. And then the lows were that it was really lonely a lot of times, and then the language barrier was really hard. If you didn't pick up the language, then it would be hard to communicate, and you definitely feel very isolated a lot of times. My community didn't have great transportation, so it was hard to get out of my village and then come back. So that made it hard to like make plans or to like go see people or do stuff. And you just feel very isolated a lot. So that made it hard, but overall you definitely learn a lot about yourself, and you make some great connections with, the local people and then the people that you're serving with.
And Kelly, how do you think you contribute to society with, as being part of the Peace Corps?
Well, I think I'm part of a bigger organization now and a bigger network of people, because there are a lot of Peace Corps groups in each different state that you can get together with and talk about your experiences and share stories, which is really cool. I also think it helped a lot for me going back into the classroom in the States. And I think that it can help me kind of in the future pivot to different things that I'm interested in. And also if I want to do Peace Corps again, or they have a different side of Peace Corps that's called Response, where it's a shorter term of service, but it's higher impact. So you have to be highly qualified to do that job. And that would be something that would be really cool to do maybe in the future if I get, a little burnt out, or just figuring out my next steps, and then tapping into that network, and then kind of expanding my horizons.
Kelly, anything else you would like to share with us?
I would just say, if you're thinking about doing the Peace Corps or any type of volunteer organization, to do your research, because a lot of times things are not what they appear, and once you get down to it and into it, it can be very different than what you thought. And also not going in with any expectations or prior thoughts, just because it's so different than what you think it's gonna be. But definitely life-changing, and I would just say that it's important to put yourself out there and volunteer and kind of help where you can, because society right now is a little crazy. So it'd be nice if we had some kindness in the world.
All right, Kelly, nice meeting you, and thank you for sharing your story.
Thanks, this was so fun.